Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So you guys have asked, does this phone work on Verizon? Does it work on T-Mobile? Does it work on AT&T? I've already tested it on AT&T 5G, but I do have AT&T SIM card right there just to swap out in this video, just to show you the different networks that I'm trying it on. So Visible Wireless is pretty much just Verizon. So I'll pop that in, but right now it has 5G for T-Mobile. This is T-Mobile USA. Let's go into settings here, and then we'll go to mobile network, and then we'll go to mobile data, and you can see T-Mobile right there. There's your T-Mobile. And so speed tests, I saw the application. These mean just a little bit because I'm indoors, and it's gonna be different. So I mean, it will work. You will get some kind of speed test, but whether it's 5G or not, that remains to be seen. So I actually have the phone on automatic 4G LTE and 5G. So I'll show you what I'm talking about right here. It's called adaptive 5G. So I'll turn that off. It says adaptive 5G will not affect the use of 5G network. If you turn this feature off, the battery life will significantly reduce. So let's turn that off. I don't know. I wanted to try that out just to see here. And as you can see here, this application is a preferred application here for the speed test. So let's swipe it away and let's do it again here. Now it's only going to be in 5G, but let me go back here and I want to show you something here for the network. I have it selected for 5G, 4G, 3G, 2G, and auto. I can select it for auto for all of these or 3G only. So let's go ahead and get out of here and let's go to the speed test, and we will get the speed test app going. So even turning that off, you'll see that it's still showing LTE, even though it shows 5G up here. Now that just means that I'm not in a 5G tower. That's all it is. The phone will connect to 5G, but 5G should be the least of your concerns, I guess, because testing this over T-Mobile and AT&T, which I've done, these speed tests only mean so much. They don't mean really much at all. It'll show, yes, it's got good speeds in here, but this is just to let you know it's on the network, really. That's all I'm doing with this test right here. And then I'll switch over to Visible to see if it works on there. Now I have not tried it on Visible, but I have definitely used it on AT&T. So I'm getting these speeds here for T-Mobile 5G, which is actually, it's on LTE right now. And then we'll switch it over to AT&T and then Visible Wireless, because some of you guys might want to use this on Visible Wireless, and I don't blame you because this is an awesome device. And again, these speed tests mean absolutely doodly squat. I do that to let you know that it will work. As you can see here, I have voice over LTE, and it also has Wi-Fi calling enabled as well. So if I turn on Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi calling is enabled, and it is connected to smartphoneconversations.com. That's the plug. Wi-Fi calling is enabled. You can see it has voice over Wi-Fi as well. As you can see, that lets you know that Wi-Fi calling is enabled right there. You see that voice over Wi-Fi, it lets you know you're making calls and things over Wi-Fi. So when I go down to SIM cards, I should see, it's down here. It's at the bottom for Wi-Fi calling. Here it is right here. So Wi-Fi calling right there. Now look at, that's like I don't know what that's about. I don't know. See my APNs and stuff right there? I could check. That's weird. I noticed that too, a little quirk on the software. Like, why isn't it letting me get, there we go. I don't know what that's about, but there's your Wi-Fi calling, and so you have Wi-Fi calling for T-Mobile, and you have voice over LTE for T-Mobile. These are things that you should be checking. So now it's just the Wi-Fi for calling turns off and the voice over LTE turns on. So that lets you know, and when you put your SIM card in here for T-Mobile, it's going to tell you, hey, we noticed that your network settings aren't correct. Because when I first put this in here, it popped up with, and this is a dual SIM, by the way. SIM card number 1 is there, and SIM card number 2 is over here. So I'm doing single SIM right now for you, just so you know. So when you pop in an AT&T SIM card, this is what happens. AT&T picked up service right away with no kind of settings or anything like that. It went straight to LTE and 5G. So you'll see what the AT&T SIM card reads. Once it gets going, it'll read it in there, and you can see it says 4G right there. Now it will pick up 5G for AT&T. I have gotten 5G with AT&T, but inside my office here, it just appears to be just the weakest. Putting my SIM card, T-Mobile SIM card back in my other phone, but it just appears to be the weakest of them all when it comes to the catching the 5G signal for some reason. I don't know why it doesn't catch the 5G signal. I have no idea why. Sometimes it doesn't, but I will run a speed test app again for you. So let's close out of there. And then I'm going to go into the speed test app. And as you can see, it's going to say AT&T LTE. But before doing that, let's get into settings again. And again, this video is for those people who had questions about the mobile network. So you go into mobile data, you can see AT&T this time. And there you go, you got your 5G. And then AT&T also has Wi-Fi calling. And then, I didn't want to go out so fast. Here we go. Let's go back to here. Okay, yeah, we got it. So let's go into the speed test app and let's check the speeds for this one. And you'll probably see better speeds in my office for AT&T. That's just how it goes. No ifs, ands, or buts. AT&T picks up better speeds in my office sometimes. But when my desk was on the other side of the room, T-Mobile was better because I was right by the window. So that's neither here nor there. But you'll see these are the speeds for AT&T. And there it is. And again, these speed tests don't really mean anything. It just means that I'm showing you this connecting to the network. I think the real kicker here is you want to know if it's going to connect to visible wireless, and I do too. I haven't seen anything about it, so let's go ahead. You see here, I'm on voice over LTE, so we're going to go down and turn on Wi-Fi, and that should change to Wi-Fi, voice over Wi-Fi, if the Wi-Fi calling is working correctly. Definitely worked with T-Mobile. I've used Wi-Fi calling on this phone, so I don't know, unless I thought it was Wi-Fi calling and it just didn't switch over. So it says Wi-Fi calling is certified on here, but let's see here. Calls over Wi-Fi. It's still, yeah, it says that it's there, but it didn't. Okay, now the 4G went away. It's a little slower probably because AT&T SIM card is catching up in there, but that should change to voice over Wi-Fi if it's actually working. So in this particular instance, it didn't work. So the voice over Wi-Fi doesn't seem to be working right now for me on AT&T for some reason. But nonetheless, we are going to switch this off and we're going to go to visible wireless. And I want to see if this is going to work. Now, I don't know. They haven't said anything about, hey, this is going to work on visible wireless. I haven't heard anybody talking about visible wireless. Let me put my back in my OnePlus 9. I haven't heard anybody say anything about this working on visible wireless, but yeah, beautiful thing. We are going to see right now though. So, and again, this is a dual SIM. I'm just choosing to put them in SIM for SIM because some of you guys probably don't have a dual SIM. You don't have 2 SIM cards. So let's see what happens with visible, because I am really curious to see how this works, if it'll pick up visible wireless. I mean, I'm just as excited as you are. So I do see a signal right there. We're gonna give it a second to cycle. Because when I first put my T-Mobile SIM card in here, it had Edge up there. And then eventually it switched over to 5G because I got the text message from T-Mobile. This might be one where I have to go into settings for visible and switch it. So let's go in here, go to mobile network, mobile data. It says Verizon. And let's see, APN settings. It's got Verizon set right there. So that is the correct thing. Send contacts to carrier. No, we don't need that. So yeah, it does show. Let's turn this back on and see if that'll help us out, but I don't think it will. Turn off the mobile data. Turn the mobile data back on. Let's turn on roaming. Yes. So let's toggle 5G. There we go. All the access points are all there. Oh, they just left. Oh, probably because I toggled. Probably because I toggled 5G. Let's put it back to the way we had it. Yeah, that's kind of weird. You saw that the APN settings were there. There we go. Now it's there. So no signal up here for Verizon. So that probably means that it's not working. So let me open up something here. I'm going to make a phone call just to check something out here. Got to step off camera for a second. I just want to get this for you here just to see if it works. Nope, it says no network. All right, so visible wireless. Now, Visible Wireless runs on Verizon, so I mean, if it's not working here, you can see the Verizon SIM card, mobile Verizon data. Everything is in order. I didn't do anything special for the other phones, and I'm not doing anything special for this one. Yeah, it's definitely not working with Visible Wireless, unfortunately. A lot of you guys wanted to know that question, and it does not. So, at least for now, it doesn't. Maybe it'll get certified by Verizon and, you know, blah, blah, blah. So, does the phone work on AT&T? Pretty much every GSM provider this phone is going to work for. So just keep that in mind when you decide to pick this up. If you're trying to buy it for Verizon, and Verizon always leaves their customers hanging like that, man. This isn't something that's new. Verizon, they don't certify a lot of phones on the network. And the sad part now is that AT&T is starting to pull that crap where they don't let certain phones on their network. And that's just sad. That's just sad because why not? Why not allow a person to use whatever they want to use? That's just not right. So I wanted to go ahead and show you that and let you know that the phone definitely works on T-Mobile, AT&T, and any kind of GSM provider you can think of. It's just what it is. Verizon is just not down yet. Visible Wireless Network is just not there yet. So there it is. The phone does work well with T-Mobile and AT&T. T-Mobile seems to have the most features available with the Wi-Fi calling. I could have sworn that Wi-Fi calling was working on AT&T, but I think probably what it was is I didn't look at the signal good enough, and it just said voice over LTE with the Wi-Fi on. But you can see T-Mobile switched from voice over LTE to voice over Wi-Fi, which is what you want. So it's your man Jay. Wow, what a beautiful, beautiful device. So far, it is doing great. Just that one hiccup I showed you in another video. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I will see you in the next one. The network questions have been answered. I did them real time for you, so I hope you enjoyed that. Take care.